All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to another round of coffee and questions. What's today's topic? Let's talk about wire strippers for a minute, and I'll explain to you. I had a friend who's an electrician that said, hey, you want to help me out for a few hours, here and there over the next couple of weeks, because he's on these track homes, and he just needed somebody like a laborer. I'm not an electrician. I do understand some of the basics of it and stuff, and I said, sure. What do you want me to do? And he goes, I just need you to strip wire. And he goes, and I'll show you as we go through the units. And I said, yeah, I can do it, a few hours at a time. Like I said, I work a full-time job like everybody else. So I said, sure. So I showed up, and I had my wire strippers with me. And he looked at me and kind of laughed. And he goes, what are those? I go, those are wire strippers. And he kind of laughed, and he goes, no. He goes, look. He goes, I bought a few pair. He goes, I'm just going to give you one of them. And he goes, I'll let you use those. He goes, they're far better than what you have, and it does matter. And I said, okay. And so I asked him, I said, well, what do you use, like, in the trades when you're like a professional and you're an electrician? So what he told me is a lot of them use wire strippers made by Klein or another company called Ideal. I haven't heard of them, but I'm sure that they're probably top-end manufactured, out of really good steel, real sharp, all that, for the professional. But okay, and he goes, but that's not what I'm going to give you. He goes, I'll give you a pair that I think is equal in quality. And he goes, I bought 3 of them. And he goes, I'll just give you one of them. Just use them and you can keep them. And I go, okay, well, who are they made by? He said, Milwaukee. Now, I'm going to show you that in just a second. But at the end of the day, I thought, well, I was right out by, Harbor Freight. I'm going to stop there and take a look. I took a look at a couple of their wire cutters. Let me show you the pictures. One's Icon, the other is Doyle. And you can see the prices they run. Doyle, I think, runs around, if I remember, like around $17. The Icon, runs around 20. And Icon is a great tool. I mean, I picked it up. I was holding it. It is like, it's built kind of rock solid. So, Harbor Freight's plan to get into the higher end, tool market, I think is working fairly well with Icon brand. But, okay, so I looked at those and I thought, I get a pair of these, and I thought, no, because he already gave me these other ones from Milwaukee. Now let me show you the Milwaukee advertisement. Okay, so those are the Milwaukees, and I read the reviews before I decided to do the video, and there's a couple of people that complained that the cutters on them, the steel kind of dulls quickly. I didn't find that. I've had the pair that I have right here. It's the Milwaukee that I showed you in the advertisements, and it runs right around the same price. I found these to be a lot more versatile, and I use these over the period of like 3 days. This has been a while back. I've used them since intermittently. Okay, I'm not an electrician, and I'm not using these on an everyday basis, but I really like these. I mean, for a lot of reasons. So let's dig into it a little bit deeper, and I'll let you know why I just chose to stick with these. Well, first off, a lot of the brands out there on the market, a lot of these off brands, I mean, we pretty much all know that they're junk. I mean, so If you're going to use them just a handful of times and it doesn't matter to you, you can get away with those. But if you want a pair that's really going to last you, I think the Milwaukee's a good choice. I mean, of course, there was nothing wrong, with those icons or those Doyles. I just thought when I compared these side by side, these would be a much better value. I mean, they have the needle nose part up here in the front. They got the knurling here for good gripping. And they got all of your little wire sizes right here. And I'll show you, let me show you the advertisement again about the other capabilities of this. And one of the advantages is the sharper these stay, the longer, the faster that you can work. These things work great. I mean, when I was using them, I mean, they're incredibly sharp, in terms of the cutting. You got this up here for like deburring, like the inside of pipe. I didn't use that. Now, there was a comment in there that if you remove the spring here, I'll see if I can zoom in. If you remove the spring and you can remove the locking mechanism, you get like a better reach and a better grip. Well, the person that wrote that comment was an electrician, so I suppose to them, maybe that was a benefit of removing the spring and the lock. I left them on here. I didn't feel there was a need to, but I suppose if you're using these every day or you're in the trades, maybe, that's a good tip. I was cutting, what was the question? Well, what are you cutting? Well, there was a lot of wire that was, 12-2 with ground. We cut some that was 10 gauge, not much, and then there was a bunch, I believe it was 18 gauge. Anyway, there was a few different gauges in the mix of all this. These things cut perfectly fine, I mean, every time, and I was able to kind of move quickly, so I was really impressed. And like I said, I've had them for quite a while now, and I still think it's got a good rubber grip. It feels good in my hands. I think they're rugged and they're really well designed by Milwaukee. Let's see, what else can I tell you about them? Oh, well, one of the questions somebody asked me said, are these really as good as lineman pliers? No, not at all, and I don't use them that way. I do have a good set of lineman pliers. I think they're Klein, if I remember right. So a lot of my tools are higher end quality tools, but I also have used a lot of other, let's say, lower end quality tools, whether, it was Doyle or Icon, whatever. I don't remember offhand, but the lineman pliers I have, I know were made by Klein. I've had them for I don't know how long. They've stayed incredibly sharp, but again, I'm not an every single day user. I'm an intermittent user, but I think they were worth the money also. But I think if you're looking around, right now, these are on sale. I'm going to leave you the link below. They're discounted down. If you need a pair or feel that you're going to need a pair, I tell you to take a closer look at these. I think that they're a great product all the way around. Nothing wrong with the Icon or the Doyles. I didn't buy either one of them, so I can't pass a judgment on those. But what I did mentally was line them up and look at what their capabilities are and the versatility, and that's the reason why I went with Milwaukee, and also they're a good name brand product. So as a quick video, on wire strippers, I'm sure that there's many more out there that are made by, top-end manufacturers that are equally as good, maybe better, I don't know. But for the price, I think it's worth having you take a look at it. So again, take a look at them. The link's below. The discount's there. They're on sale right now. Put them in your basket. Let me know what you think. Drop a comment below. But these are a real good pair of wire strippers. You folks have a great day, and I'll see you again soon. Thank you. Don't forget to click subscribe and give me a thumbs up. It helps the channel. Thank you.